A lot of creatives grow up romanticizing the myth of the starving artist because it's inspirational. It's the quintessential rags to riches story. But if you just take a second and look at your favorite artists, you realize most of them are nepo babies. Some people reckon you need money to make it, while others think that the best art comes from struggle. So which one is it? In my opinion, you need money. Look, I've lived two lives. I've been the broke, starving artist before, and I've also been the yuppie designer with disposable income. And trust me, you make better art when your stomach's full and you're not worried about paying rent. You think these cameras are cheap? In this video, I want to dispel the myth of the starving artist, why I think money's important, and specific advice for artists on how to get your bread up. So why is a starving artist so romanticized? Firstly, it isn't a new idea. It's a concept that's existed for centuries, just in different forms. It's a captivating, relatable underdog story for regular people like you and me who weren't born into privilege, wealth, or industry connections. But I think the whole starving artist myth is misleading because it gives young creatives the wrong idea that, oh, you have to come from the struggle to be able to make any meaningful art. That it's this masochistic rite of passage. Anyone who says, oh, the best art comes from struggle, they're just coping because they're broke. Most successful artists come from privileged backgrounds, but they just lie about it. Picasso was able to paint like this because his daddy was a rich art professor. Taylor Swift is the biggest singer today in part because her daddy was a wealthy stockbroker. And look, I love Drake. I love started from the bottom now, yeah. Started from the bottom, now my whole team. That motherfucker did not start from the bottom. He was middle class at least. Being born into family wealth means more resources, access to art lessons, and better mentors at a young age. It basically just makes you a better artist out the gate. You wanna know how far money and nepotism can take you as an artist? Then look no further than Brooklyn Beckham, son of football legend David Beckham. At the age of only 18, Brooklyn was offered a book deal by Penguin Publishing to release What I See in 2017. And look, I don't want to trash this guy too hard because in a lot of ways, we're kind of like brothers. You know, his name is Brooklyn. I used to live in Brooklyn. He's a Parsons School of Design dropout. I also dropped out of Parsons. And I was on academic scholarship. And assuming he paid full price, in a way, he kind of funded my tuition. We got a connection like that. But I gotta be honest, Brooklyn, the photos you took in this book, trash. I mean, look at this one. Brooklyn calls this elephants in Kenya. So hard to photograph, but incredible to see. Dude couldn't even set the exposure right. My grandma with an Android could take a better photo than this. Or check this one out, called Dinner. I like this picture. It's out of focus, but you can tell there's a lot going on. I don't know if he was like trying to jerk off with his other hand trying to take this, but he needs to learn to hold that camera steady or to use a tripod during low lit situations. There is one good photo in this book though. It's called Action Shot of Me, which features Brooklyn mid-air doing a kickflip. But if Brooklyn is the subject of this photo, then that means someone else took this photo and he's just taking credit for it. Anyway, I could spend the rest of this video making fun of nepo baby art, but that's not the point. The main takeaway you need to get out of this is that life isn't fair. The people with money or who are part of the in crowd will always get ahead of you every single time. And I'm not saying Brooklyn is a horrible person either, or that he's a bad artist today. I'm just saying that, like, look, I was guilty of making the same mistakes when I started out in photography too. I think he did what all of us would have done in his situation. He had an unfair advantage, a giant publishing company offered him a book deal, and he said yes. Straight up, money opens up doors. But why exactly? That's what we're gonna jump into next. A great man once said, having money's not everything, but not having it is. Kanye West. There's three main reasons why you need money. The first one's pretty obvious. You get more time to work on your art. Everyone needs to eat, everyone needs to pay rent. But if you're busting your ass to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week just to make the ends meet, you don't have much time physically or mentally to work on your art. The second one is also pretty obvious. You need to afford gear. Doesn't matter what medium, every genre has its own entry fee. Photography is the best example. This medium is not cheap. Let me give you a tour of what I work with. 3 cameras, 7 lenses, 2 gimbals, microphones, and a whole bunch of lighting equipment. I could have bought a Toyota Camry with this gear. And the third reason, which is a bit more abstract, is that money buys you the freedom to be able to pursue your creative vision, no matter how niche or ridiculous the premise might seem. If you want to shoot a documentary on Mongolian throat singers, or create a sculpture made out of armpit hair, you can do that. You can afford to do that. You can take that financial risk and go crazy with your imagination. You can create with the purest intentions, which is where the best art comes from. Most people have to make compromises on their art, whether that's censoring themselves to be brand friendly or dumbing themselves down to be mass appealing. But if you have money, you can bypass all of that and communicate exactly how you feel. You can create art that most people can't. So what's a broke artist to do? There's no wrong way to approach this. A lot of my artist friends, they apply for art grants from the government. Some work in the gallery circuit, some teach, and some straight up just get money from welfare. Me personally, I took a different approach. I was inspired by the artist Jeff Koons. You probably already know him for his giant balloon sculptures, or if you've ever seen him on like an Asian Yuppies Uniqlo t-shirt. He's worth $500 million now. But Jeff struggled to make it as an artist when he was younger. He didn't come from money. Jeff Koons was born to a dad who sold furniture and a mother who was a seamstress. After high school, he studied painting at the School of Art Institute in Chicago and the Maryland Institute College of Art. But in 1977, at the age of 25, he had nothing to show for it. Dude was working the reception desk at the MoMA for $3 an hour. So he did something crazy. He moved back into his parents' house, shifted careers to become a stockbroker, and worked in Wall Street for 5 years. He temporarily invented himself as a finance bro. And when he decided to return back to the art world, he came back harder than ever, because this time he had money. His first major work, the 1983 Equilibrium series, featured basketballs floating perfectly centered inside fish tanks. And while a lot of you guys are probably thinking, the hell is this? The art world loved it. And to achieve this was a very difficult task on a technical level. He had to hire a team of assistants, art fabricators, scientists, and he even recruited Nobel laureate physicist Richard P. Feynman during the design process. And he funded all of this production with the money he made as a stockbroker. The Equilibrium series was a critical success, and it catapulted him into being one of the most successful artists of the past century. And today, Jeff Koons sits as the second wealthiest visual artist alive right now. I bring up Jeff Koons not because he's my favorite artist. In fact, I kind of think he's a bit of a hack, but because I followed in his footsteps. It's the reason why I left YouTube for 3 years. I was motivated to hustle and YOLO my life savings on Wall Street bets. And while I'm not filthy rich yet, I can tell you firsthand that as your net worth increases, the more empowered you'll feel to take creative projects that you genuinely want to do. And from a psychological level, it opens your mind up to what's truly possible. The money that I make through commercial work or through my investments allow me to pay for makeup artists, stylists, equipment, and studio hire. So we've destroyed the myth of the starving artist. We talked about why money is important, but what about you? What can you do to make some money now? If you're dead broke and you don't have a full-time job, that's the first thing you need to change. Any job is better than none, but if you can, try to find a job that is work from home, because that'll give you an extra 10 hours a week that you can put toward working on your art. Also, try to find a job that's related to your medium, as you'll benefit from learning new techniques on the job. The company's gonna pay for your software and equipment, and you have the opportunity to network with the right people. For example, if you're a filmmaker, try to find a job either in video editing or production. A solid choice for most artists is to become a graphic designer. It's a super easy work from home job. It's pretty flexible and it pays okay money. If you need help, you can check out my guide, link in the description. Second tip I have is to start an art-related business so you can optimize your taxes. When you start an art-related business, you'll be able to declare any art-related expense as a business expense, and you'll save a ton of money. For example, if you go on vacation, if you shoot a vlog or shoot content, you can potentially bill your hotels, your flights as a business expense, and then use that to offset your taxable income. Third tip is to learn to budget and control reckless spending. It's not all about how much you make, it's also how much you save. When I started making money for the first time, I made some dumb purchases, like really stupid purchases. Man, I bought grills And I bought designer clothes. These are Balenciaga Triple S's. I paid $1,400 retail for these brand new, and you would think with that price, the quality would be good. Nope, after only 6 months, the pull tab fell apart. I even drive a convertible sports car, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how expensive the shiny items are, you're gonna get bored of them eventually. When I sit in this car, I sometimes catch myself getting really annoyed at how low the ceilings are, or the fact that I can't take more than one passenger at a time. I'm not saying this to complain over nothing, drive a sports car. No, like, I'm just trying to tell you the reality of what happens when you buy into consumerism. Don't waste your money on dumb stuff. Fund it towards your art. My third tip is to save and invest a percentage of your income towards investment vehicles like stocks, ETFs, or crypto. I'm not a financial advisor. I understand that what I did with stonks was incredibly reckless, and I don't want to be held legally responsible for you losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I would advise you to do your own research. Check out Investopedia, but if you're too lazy, at least invest into the S&P 500. You literally can't lose with that strategy. And my last tip is to gain multiple income streams, preferably ones that are both passive and related to art. For example, making a monetized YouTube channel, live streaming on Twitch. You could open up an Etsy store for your prints. You can shoot and license stock imagery and then receive monthly royalties. There's not many things better in life than making money in your sleep. And just like my man Andre says, don't make your passion your only income. Diversify. In summary, money can make or break your career as an artist. It allows you to sustain your creative practice, invest in your craft, give you peace of mind, and ultimately take your work to the next level. Don't believe anyone who says, oh, money is just a social construct. You just gotta focus on the art, man. Like, no, tell them to shut up. They probably have rich parents or a wealthy spouse behind them. Chase that money. I hope this video helped, and if all else fails, marry a trust fund baby. All right, peace. Okay, post video here again. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's like liked, subscribed, commented, all that sort of like corny YouTube stuff. Because it actually really helps a lot. I've noticed that my channels have grown a lot in the past 2 or 3 weeks. And yeah, I'm really glad that you guys find my videos both entertaining and also valuable information-wise. Yeah, no, it's pretty encouraging because it makes me want to just create more videos. And yeah, stay tuned because I have a lot more ideas that I can't wait to share. So yeah, peace. It's your boy, Trey 333, Trey 333, whatever you want to say. Also, if you can follow me on Instagram, that would be great too, because I also want to do some brand deals, get my own money up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just you trying to get your money, it's also me trying to get my money. So Sylvestre_3000 Instagram. See you in the next video. Peace.